All right. This template that I'm about to go over right now is your study guide. You have got to be able to recreate this for your test because you're not going to be given a key to understand what all the rules are to rotation. So this is a chart that follows the rules of the coordinate plane to be able to tell you what type of rotation. There's only one little thing you got to remember, and that's it. Let's start in quadrant 1. So that's right here. The types of numbers that are in here when we move side to side and then up, so over and up, are going to be positive and positive. We have all positive numbers in quadrant 1. And the normal thing we'll be doing is x comma y. All right? Nothing confusing yet. But whenever we rotate 90 degrees, which is right here, we get into quadrant 4. So I'm just talking about clockwise. That's why the quadrants are going backwards. So once we go past the 90-degree mark, so we go from one quarter to the next, then we're looking at positive, negative, positive, negative. And here's the tricky part that I was telling you to remember. Every other rotation is going to have a flip of the x and y. So this is going to be y, x. That's the only thing you got to remember. Go another 90 degrees. Me in quadrant 3. Starting at the origin, you're going to be going left, which is negative, and down, which is negative. So you got a negative, negative. And guess what? We went another 90 degrees, so it's back to x, y. Yay, it's normal. Then we go another 90 degrees. So far, we've gone 270 degrees. I'm going to put us in quadrant 2. That's where if we're starting at the origin, we'd go left, which is negative, and we'd go up, which is positive. So we have a negative, positive. And that's going to flip our x and y again for the last time to y, x. Now, what you just did was by making this key, you created all the rules for rotation. Okay, so, let me elaborate a little bit more because I know you don't know what I'm talking about. Nobody does. It's rotations. All right, so take this for example. Positive, positive, x, y. So for no rotation, this is the original stuff. So for 0 degrees or a 360-degree rotation, you'd have positive x, positive y. That's all that means. After a 90-degree rotation, so you would have this as your template. So 90 degrees would look like positive y, negative x. Not a big deal. Then whenever you rotated another 90 for your 180, which would end up taking your original coordinates across there, that makes sense. And it's going to be on the opposite sides, halfway around. You're going to end up having a negative x, negative y. So it's almost like a double reflection. And then for your last little tidbit, this last one for 270 is going to end up being negative y, positive x. All these things are your key. So if it said, take your original coordinates, say it was 3, 2, and reflect it 90 degrees. Okay, so your x coordinate would be, your x coordinate is 3, your y coordinate is 2. So we're going to put that there. So negative 3. It changed to a negative because that's what the rule says to do. And then that 2 is going to go there. So then we'd plot 2, negative 3. That's a lot of writing on one thing. I'm going to provide you a blank template of this exact coordinate grid for you to fill in blanks and create this key over and over and over. If there's anything that you study for transformations, it's this.